In this tutorial, we are going to create an EC2 instance on AWS and then install Docker, which we can use to run the various commands or hands-on with respect to Docker. So to get started, once you're on your AWS account, you come to the EC2 console. This is our AWS console. You can see recently visited services, EC2, IAM, VPC, Amazon Bracket. These are all recently visited services which I've used which I've visited with my account. I'm currently in the North Virginia region. The US is one region. So for me to create an EC2 instance where we can set up Docker on the instance and then run our respective Docker commands, I'll click on EC2 instance. Once you're on the EC2 dashboard, these are some various configurations as far as EC2 is concerned. You can see instances running, you can see dedicated hosts, auto scaling, whatever. So we are going to click on launch instance because we want to create an instance which we can use or which we can install Docker in such an instance. So I'll click on launch instance. Now when I click on launch instance, I'll get the possibility to put configurations needed to create an EC2 instance, and the configurations needed to create an EC2 instance will begin by giving the name of the server. So I'll call this instance Docker Learning Server. The Docker Learning Server is the name of the instance which I'll use, and then we'll use the Amazon Linux. There are many different options. You can use the Amazon Linux 2023 server. It's free tier eligible. We'll just leave this default configuration, which is the Amazon Linux server, which is free tier. And then for the instance type, we are not carrying out any sophisticated configurations on the very basic level. So we are going to allow the instance type as T2 micro. So you can allow the instance type default T2 micro. Then for the key name, you can select a key name which you can create. If you don't know how to create a key name, you could just create a key name simply using or clicking here to create a new key name or create a new key pair which you can use. So because I already have existing key pairs, I'll select a key pair which I have access to. So I'll select my key pair. Now for the networking settings, you can click on edit networking settings. I'm using my default VPC in this region, and in this VPC I'm selecting a public subnet. I just need a public subnet should in case I need to configure some resources out of my EC2 instance. So I'm using a public subnet, and then I'll allow or enable public or auto assign public IP. Now I'll be creating a new security group. This is a security group which I'll basically set up the configurations for Docker. So I'll set the security name as Docker Learning SG, Docker Learning SG. Can copy the same name, Control A. I'll copy the security group name, highlight the security group name, I'll copy, and then I'll paste the security group name here. So we have the security group name as Docker Learning Security Group. I'll allow the default port 22, which is the port which is used to SSH into the server. We need port 22 because that's the port which I'll use to SSH into the server. So you can allow the default port 22, which is used to SSH into the server, and then you can optionally, this is an option, should in case you have to go or to access this server from the console, you can optionally add a security group rule. So I'll click on add security group rule here, and then I'll select HTTP, which is port 80. I'll allow HTTP port 80 from anywhere. This is should in case, it's not best practice, but should in case we need to carry out some form of troubleshooting, we can use this port to get access to our server or securely on the console. So these are the main things. You have the security group port 22 open anywhere and port 80 open anywhere. Now the last thing which we have to do is you click on advanced details here. You click on advanced details. Now we have to launch this. We want to launch this instance using a user data. You scroll right down. I would have optionally created the instance before running the user data or before running the commands one at a time, but we are going to use a user data. Now if you come to the Docker Learning repo, which I set up the Docker Learning repo, the link of the repository is equally in the comments. If you come to the Docker Learning repo and you scroll right down to the bottom, you will see installing Docker on an Amazon Linux instance, and basically you see the commands. If you can set up the instance without using the user data what you just need to do is for you to run this command: sudo yum update, sudo yum install docker, sudo service start the docker service, and then enable docker service, add the docker service to the EC2 user, and then you can change or give the necessary permissions. So since we don't want to waste time running these commands one at a time, I'll just copy this user data, and then I'll come to the tab where I'm launching the instance, and then I'll paste the user data. So we're going to be launching this instance with this user data. Copy the user data, and I pasted the user data over here. So summarily, the name of the server: Docker Linux server, Amazon Linux 23 instance, using the normal T2 micro. The key pair, the same key pair which I have access to. You could create a new key pair if you do not have a key pair. And then you have the VPC. I'm using my default VPC. I'm launching in a public subnet. Auto assign public IPs enabled. And then I'm setting up a security group. I'm creating a new security group where we have port 22 open and port 80 equally open. Port 80 is optionally open should in case we will access the instance over the console, but port 22 is because we are going to be SSHing or SSH into the server. So if you scroll down, the last thing which we added is for us to add our user data. This is the user data which we use to set up the Docker, or this is user data to install Docker on this server. So this is equally the summary of the configurations. Once you have all these, you can click on launch instance, and this should go ahead to create an instance which you will use for setting up Docker. So you see it's creating a security group. Launch initiation, please wait while this is created. So we have our instance successfully launched, the instance ID. So I'll click on this to get into the instance or to see the instance that has been launched. So I'm under instances, and then it's highlighted just this particular instance which I created. That's why you can see instance ID. So once I tick this, I see Docker Learning Server. This is the instance ID, is in running state. Then the status check is still initializing. Now, if I want to connect to this instance using the SSH, I'll click on connect. Once I click on connect, this is the basic terminal which I can use to connect. So for me to connect here, I'll open terminal on my Mac. If you're using Windows, you can open Git Bash, or if you're using VS Code, you could open the terminal on your VS Code. So I'll use my terminal on my Mac. I'll click on terminal on my Mac. I'll close the previous terminal. I already had some previous terminals on my desktop, so I'll clear. Now, you take note, you're opening this terminal where you have your key pair located. My key pair is on my desktop, so my terminal is open on my desktop. If I come here, my terminal is open on one tab. I'm currently on my desktop for my Mac. If I do a pwd, you see I'm on my user desktop. So if you're using a Mac, you want to make sure you're in the directory where your key pair is found. My key pair is found in my desktop. That's why I'm going to be using or setting up these configurations in my desktop. Now, once you have your key pair in your desktop, you now come here. We've done this previously. SSH into the server, SSH into your server, copy that configuration, and then you paste and you hit enter. Once you hit enter, it will give you the options to enable or login. So I'll take yes. Once I type yes, I should be able to successfully log in to the Docker server. Now, once I log into the Docker server, you see Amazon Linux and so on. Now, what makes me know that I have Docker set up? Based on the user data which I provided, I'll just type Docker. If you type Docker and you press the tab key, it should complete the sentence, or it should complete the word Docker for you. So once you do that and you type or you hit enter, you just type Docker. I just typed Docker here. Once you type Docker, this configuration will come up. They'll say usage. You need to specify Docker. What options are you going to be using? And then the specific commands. They say Docker is a self-sufficient runtime for containers. Now, these are common Docker commands. These are common commands. We have the run command: create and run a new container from an image. The execute a command in a running container. PS list containers. Build an image from a container or from a Docker file. Download an image from a registry. Upload an image to a registry. Images, list images. Log into a registry. Log out of a registry. Search Docker for images. Version, show the Docker version information, and then info, display system-wide information. Then these are Docker management commands. You can manage builds. You can use builders. You can manage containers, image, and so on. Network, system, trust, volume. And then these are Docker Swarm commands to manage Docker Swarm. And then equally, these are some other commands you can attach: commit, cp, diff. So once you type Docker in an instance that has Docker installed, you will automatically see all of this. So if you want to get, for example, I'll clear this, and to confirm I have access to the Docker daemon, I'll just type Docker search Nginx. I'll type Docker search Nginx and I hit enter. So this is basically searching if there's an Nginx image. Now they'll tell you that this image Nginx is an official image, official build of Nginx, but these are other versions of the Nginx image. If your Docker is not running up, or if your Docker is not properly set up, you will not see Nginx. So this is basically to confirm your Docker installation is complete. Subsequently, we are going to start running configurations to manage different components as far as Docker is concerned.